when I had to watch this twice. If I'm being completely honest, I had to watch this fight twice to see exactly what transpired. I had to watch this fight I think maybe more than twice. We counting just how many times I rewinded rounds. Specifically, I might have watched this fight in total of 3 times or more. Because I wanted to make sure I had what I thought was right. Because I ain't coming to y'all with nothing, just some shabby, just hot take. No. We don't judge this thing as it needs to be judged. And when I scored this fight, and when I scored it again, what I found is that Francis Ngannou did enough against Tyson Fury to earn a draw in my eyes. When I scored this fight twice, this fight was a draw. It's insane, but it's a draw. This was a draw between, again, a novice, somebody who's never boxed professionally before, against the heavyweight champion of the world. The lineal heavyweight champion of the world, and one of the belt holders of the collective undisputed title. This was a draw. It shocked my mind. I wish I had gone out to see this fight, because the reactions would have been utterly insane around me. Because what the world? This shouldn't be. This just shouldn't be. We'll get into what should and shouldn't be later. Breaking down the fight like we discussed before, I said that this fight was a draw. However, if we're being completely honest, round 2 I scored as a draw because it was just so too close to call. But I also said if I was to lean to somebody definitively, it would have been Ngannou. So if I had given round 2 to Ngannou, on top of an illegal elbow that should have been deducted a point from Tyson Fury, as well as, which what you may not have noticed, in round 7, there should have been a knockdown called in favor of Francis Ngannou when Tyson Fury went to his knees in the clinch on the ropes when Ngannou had caught him, or rather when he came in for a shot. Because it wasn't that Tyson Fury came in for a shot and then leaned and just slipped and fell. Or just the momentum carried him down from the punch that he threw. He got countered with a right straight to the face as his punch whizzed by Ngannou's head. And then he tried to clinch and fell to his knees. That should have been a knockdown because the punch came when he came in and directly correlated to him going down. That should have been a knockdown. If I'm being completely honest, go back and watch it in slow motion, round 7 of this fight. Tyson Fury comes in for a straight right or a hook. It goes past Ngannou's head. At the same time, Ngannou's throwing a right straight right into Fury's face, and it connects flush. And then you see Tyson Fury come in to clinch but fall. But it was all because of that shot to the face from Ngannou when Fury came on the inside. And he got caught because he legitimately got shook up. That should have been a knockdown. So if we're being completely honest, we should be looking at the new lineal heavyweight champion. Because I believe it was either the WBO or WBC, but I forget which one that Tyson Fury has. But that wasn't on the line. But the lineal belt is always on the line. The lineal championship, the lineal title in boxing is always on the line. Regardless of what or where you fight in boxing. If you lose, now that man beat the man. We should be, if everything was fair, we should be looking at a new lineal heavyweight champion of the world in Francis Ngannou. But at minimum, it should be a draw. Minimum. It should have been a draw. 96-93 is utterly stupid to score this fight. Utterly ridiculous to score this fight. It should be a draw. 95-94 in favor of Francis Ngannou. Breaking down how this fight went, Ngannou looked comfortable. Francis Ngannou shook up everybody and showed that even as an MMA fighter, he can fight. He can box. Francis Ngannou was never known as a technical boxer. He was never known as somebody with poise in the sense of the boxing sense. Always confident. Oh, we knew that. Power, as people can call him, a god amongst men of sorts when it comes to his punching ability. But we have not seen him be a boxer. In the MMA, in the UFC, wasn't technical, was a blitzer, a brawler, a swarmer. That's the Ngannou that we were expecting to come in here. Which is why the one major shot that could have landed was the only hope. But he knocked him down. Forget that. He knocked him down. He knocked Tyson Fury down with a counter left hook off of a hook of Fury's own. In a textbook boxing fundamental skill of looking for an opening, waiting for an opening, reading patterns, and then capitalizing on the opening the next chance that you get. This man showed legitimate boxing acumen, showed legitimate technique, confidence, poise, had stamina. This was a brother who, again, when I broke down this fight, and I was completely wrong. To get it out the way right now, I was completely wrong in calling this fight, as were most people. Stamina was going to be the biggest issue I had for Francis Ngannou because of him as a heavyweight in the MMA. Yes, we understand he's wrestling and grappling with people 270, 300 pounds whenever he fights in the UFC. I understand it. But still, that and boxing stamina are two different things. They just are. It's the nature of these sports. They're two different frames of fighting conditioning. So with Francis crossing over into the boxing realm, I was thinking by round 5 he gasses out and then we see Tyson Fury take over. Now he comes in here, all of a sudden it's round 8 and he's getting flurries. He is taking it to the champ. He is landing combinations. He's got Tyson Fury on the ropes, potentially to earn another knockdown. He's looking in better shape than Tyson Fury in terms of stamina-wise. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But it's what happened. He showed he can fight. And again, this is coming off of 2 knee surgeries and a nearly year-long layoff from the world of combat sports in general. This should not be in any way, shape, or form happening. This shouldn't be. Ngannou held his ground against Tyson Fury. Ngannou didn't let Tyson Fury lean on him and get him tired, pushed back and kept the center of the ring to himself, invited the onslaught of Tyson Fury, who said before the fight he was going to come in and be aggressive, and he stuck to that game plan, and it backfired by knocking him down with, again, a clean, picture-perfect counter hook, forcing Tyson Fury to go and become a legitimately box. Instead of trying to just get him out of there like he did with Deontay Wilder, forced Tyson Fury to box. And then made it so that Tyson Fury couldn't outbox him. Though Tyson Fury should be the better boxer by all accounts. Didn't let Tyson Fury outbox Ngannou even with Ngannou's limited skill set. Insane. Switched stances multiple times in the fight. Would go orthodox and then switch to southpaw to get better angles and better advantages in terms of his ability to land punches. Went to the body when it was available. Consistently, didn't just headhunt. Was able to constantly land shots, get his own head off the center line, fight in the clinch, utilizing one of his best weapons, grappling in the boxing ring, landing uppercuts inside of the clinch, punching when exiting to make his opponent pay, doubled up on his straight right when Tyson Fury got to the ropes, but didn't get too aggressive, didn't get too eager, didn't get too greedy with trying to make more out of what he was able to succeed with. Stuck to his game plan, stayed calm, stayed cool, stayed collected, controlled the ring, controlled where Tyson Fury went instead of the other way around. Nullified his jab, pawed with Tyson Fury, utilized his own length to make it so that Tyson Fury's length becomes a non-existent factor. Had Tyson Fury cut, had Tyson Fury bruised, was muscling him around, He looked like the champion in the ring. He looked like the belt holder in that ring. He looked like the man that was, again, defending his title. Or he looked like the man that was looking to face off against Usyk for the Undisputed Championship after this fight. That's what he looked like. A predator in every sense of the word. Was able to force Tyson Fury into the corner and make him uncomfortable. Made Tyson Fury fearful of his power and used that to his advantage without only relying on the power to get the job done. This was an absolute, you couldn't ask for a better game plan to be executed than what we saw against Francis Ngannou. What we saw Francis Ngannou do against Tyson Fury. You couldn't ask for it. You couldn't ask for it. You could not ask for it. This brother was doing slip counters, pull counters in the fight. He threw a Superman punch for fun. Not to mention, his chin was able to eat every shot that Tyson Fury threw his way, which made it so that Tyson Fury wasn't wanting to come forward. Because not only could he not hurt him, when he landed clean, flush, multiple times in the fight, but he also understood that because he can't hurt him, and because he already got knocked down in round 3, he is willing, if I plant my feet, he is willing to eat a shot to give a shot, and right now, I can't take his power. I can't do it. I have to fight around the ring. I have to be fleet of foot. And I can't even do that because he's able to consistently be there. He's capitalizing on every mistake that I'm making, not the other way around. This, again, it makes no sense. But we have to look at what we just saw. This wasn't a situation where Tyson Fury wasn't taking this lightly. He said it himself. He trained, 12 weeks, I forget however long, to prepare for Francis Ngannou. He gave Ngannou special treatment, honed in on Ngannou because he understood how dangerous he was. People can say, oh, he looked flabbier. No, he didn't. He looked just like we normally see Tyson Fury. This ain't anything new. Don't be trying to blame his body now when we've been saying he's been looking the same way his entire career. If anything, he got bigger when he was fighting bigger punchers. This was his game plan. This is what he wanted. This was directly defined as one of his main points of emphasis to put on size against Francis Ngannou and against Deontay Wilder. So we've seen this exact game plan before. And he's always had the same body for his entire reign and upcoming in the boxing realm. So no, he wasn't out of shape. He wasn't not focused because based on his words, he was as focused on this fight as any other fight. His words constantly throughout camp. His father's words constantly throughout camp. He was ready. He was ready. And he took this fight seriously. He said he was going to come out and step on the gas pedal and try to get him out of there early. Stand and bang, be a brawler. He did just that. And what happened when he went and couldn't do it? He had to start boxing. And he couldn't outbox him. But you could see he was trying. It wasn't like a situation where it was just, oh yeah, I'm going to play with him. Again, this wasn't Mayweather and McGregor. It wasn't that at all. This wasn't Ali, Antonio Inoki, the late great Ali and the late great Antonio Inoki. This wasn't like that at all. This was a legitimate situation when Tyson Fury could not fight in the way that he wanted to. He had to legitimately switch into real fight mode. Because now game plan A ain't working. I got to really try. I tried to get you out of there. Now I got to legitimately box. Especially after I got knocked down in the 3rd round. When I shouldn't have been touched by Francis Ngannou by all sane metrics. It shouldn't have been an issue for me to evade whatever Ngannou throws my way. This should not be a conversation that I'm having, but we're having it. We have to legitimately say that Francis Ngannou right now can compete with any top heavyweight in the world after this performance against a serious Tyson Fury. We have to now. People are talking about him and Wilder. That's a legitimate possibility that's being discussed and legitimately negotiated right now. Could very well see that. But only time will tell. But regardless of which, we just saw at minimum a draw between an MMA fighter with his first debut against the current lineal in WBO or WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and arguably beat Tyson Fury as well. Minimum draw. But there's a real argument. If stuff was called and stuff was caught like it's supposed to be by the referee, we should be saying, in all honesty, we have a new lineal heavyweight champion in Francis Ngannou, the Predator, the baddest man on the planet. That's what we should be saying.